Hey guys, it's Vince. Today in this video, I'm excited to release my Black Friday sales. Now I know many of you wait until I run a sale before you actually go to purchase, and I totally understand that. Any money I can save you, I'm always going to try to do that. I did not, unfortunately, get to run a Veterans Day sale. God bless all our veterans out there. Thank one if you know one. And I really want to make up for that as well. So what I did was I chose the majority of components that I see that are not used correctly in most videos, or that are most needed in most DIY build videos.
Okay guys, I wanted to get the price structure out of the way. Once again, all pricing is based on a 30% discount across the board on everything that I've discussed prior in the video. I will discuss how all these components will flow through in your system as soon as you go past this. But I know that pricing is very important, and everything will be direct through PayPal invoice through my business. And again, I do that because there's no way I can afford to do this with eBay fees and vendor costs. So I'm doing my best to help you. Just let me know what I can help you with. We'll put together the right package and you'll be all set.
And these are what's going to be included in the sale. Naturally, if you're buying a combo where you're going to throw drives in as well, I'll do my best to give you the best combo pricing I can. Let's start with the components I'm including so you understand exactly why I chose them and exactly what makes them up. This is a GX16 pre-wired 5-pin connector. This would be used for a motor cable coming into this inside of your electronics enclosure. This would mount in the rear panel of your electronics enclosure, and then your pre-built motor cable would just plug right in. This connector does come with the GX16 dust cover, all mounting hardware, silicone leads that are color coordinated to have the green lead, which is 18 gauge on all leads, to be allocated to green for ground. That's why we use, once again, 5-pin connectors. 98% of motors use 4 actual leads to be wired. The 5th lead is actually allocated to the shield drain, which once again, these are double shielded pre-built motor cables. Now, let's cover the options with this. You can get these by themselves where they're not filtered, or I can include the proper frequency for high and low of our ferrites through Kemet. These are Kemet ferrites, and again, these just snap on, and you have then a filtered connector going into your electronics enclosure. It's that simple. Once again, with silicone leads, this is what I use myself. You can see how flexible these are. And these are, of course, soldered connections. Coming over here, and this I'm real excited about because these, I think a lot of guys don't realize just how much time these will save you. These are pre-wired with GX16 female connectors installed already. They're 26 feet in length. You can see they're wired straight through. They are double shielded. The only double shielded pre-built motor cable on the market that I know of currently. And without a doubt, at the price we're giving you, it's actually more money to buy the bare cable. I mean, we're going to make it so that all you got to do is plug these in. So you guys out there that are running individual drive systems, these are going to be your best friend. They're at the maximum length. You don't want to exceed 30 feet because then we have voltage drop off. These are 18 gauge. And as simple as you can be, these will include the buck connector for your motors. And this is what's known as a male buck connector. So you would solder your leads from your motor on here. And then you have your male panel mount connector. And many of you are going, well, God, Ben, those are both male connectors. And that's true, they are. Let me explain. This is male, and this cable has female plugs on both sides. So you would plug your male connector, your male buck connector here, which once again is threaded, and that would just come over here to the female end of this cable, which once again both has female ends on each side, and you would just plug in to this cable. It's a straight through cable. This would be mounted inside of your electronics enclosure in the rear back panel, and then you would just plug that in. So this is a full assembly for your system. And that's why I said I'm trying to put together packages that I know many of you need. And even if you're not sure, you're better off messaging me, because I guarantee you we can put together the right package to assure you'll have bulletproof signal transmission. So coming up next, and I really don't need to introduce these, but I will anyways, these are my spindle cable packages. Now, you can see you got your ring connectors for VFD interface. You got your green silicone lead, which once again is allocated to your shield drain for termination. Pre-cut heat shrink. double wall heat shrink to make your stress relief and also go through and insulate. This one does have adhesive in it. And then we also have our single wall heat shrink. And this will make our boot for our ring connector end to interface with our VFD. Here's our standard spindle cable. And again, the MBR rating and everything I can provide you. It's also on eBay. You guys can check that out. We'll put everything in the PDF so you can then choose. If you do need any specs, of course, I've got them. And this is my Ultraflex DS Flexion. Now, the accessory package that you see here, that comes with both types of cable. So regardless of which one you choose, we get a lot of clients that'll start with the standard. And I'm just telling you guys right now, be smart about your investment. Black Friday only comes once a year, and to have to replace a cable because you're not paying attention to how you're installing it inside of your cable chain, it just doesn't make sense. That's why we have the Ultraflex cable, because this is pretty much mandatory inside a cable chain. Most of your cable chains are sized, as small as possible. So this is definitely going to give you much more longevity. If you're not using a cable chain, then you can go with the standard. But keep in mind, like I said, the price point right now, we're trying to give you the best prices of the year easily. And double shielded cable on anything is not cheap. Go on McMaster-Carr, find out the quality you're looking at here, look at the specs, once again on eBay as far as quantity sold and feedback, and you know you're getting a very high quality product. So it's just a question of which components you want to go with. But as far as upgrading your system or staying with components to build your system to make sure you're doing it right, these will assure you're getting everything done. And when you factor in using a pre-wired GX16 5-pin inside of your enclosure, that would replace this one that you would have to solder if you're just buying the cable that's pre-built with the motor connectors. This would eliminate all of that. So essentially all you're going to be doing is terminating these ends into your system inside the electronics enclosure, plugging in your pre-made motor cable and attaching your leads from your motor, and you're done. So think about what I just said in labor. You've got 5 leads here, 5. That's 15 actual terminals you're going to have to solder. That means you need flux. That means you need a soldering station, soldering iron, or I've seen guys use everything. So hopefully you're using the proper tools. A soldering iron and a soldering station would be the best. But overall, this is a complete package. This would streamline your build process, easily reducing its build time by about 25 to 30%. Anyone who's done it will tell you, especially if you have to work with double shielded cable and you've never done it. So I get that asked to me all the time, what cables do you recommend? I've never worked with them. How difficult are they to work with? That's impossible for me to answer because I don't know your background. But I can tell you right now, it still needs to be soldered. And when you're working with 5-pin connectors, you can see how close the terminals are. So I'm not making anything up. This is not, for TV. I'm just showing you exactly what you're dealing with. So if you're wanting to hit the ground running quick, you've already bought your drives. If it's an IDS system, individual drive system, these are going to make your system go together very, very quickly, especially when you combine it with the pre-wired GX16 5-pin. So again, keep those all in mind. Spindle cables. And once again, all my veterans, God bless you guys. We love you. We support you. I hope many of you are home with your families. If there's any questions that any of you have regarding these sales, my international clients, let me know what you're looking at buying. Of course, the bigger the package, the more discount you'll get. I'll try to give you the best deal I possibly can. I'll try to combine shipping on everything, and we'll get you all set up. But throughout the year, you guys have supported me. At the least I can do is give you the best deals possible, and I really do appreciate all your support. Thank you.